Hello and welcome everyone. I'm the Upper Down, aka Tud, and today I'm going to be playing some Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Now, apologies to those of you who have been following my playthrough thus far. I actually did run into some technical issues that did lead to the uh, deletion of my save file. Though through the help of one of my viewers in Game Virus, I was able to recover some of the save files. So we won't be starting completely over, though if you have been following along, you will notice that characters are slightly lower levels, and some of the jobs we had unlocked previously are no longer here. Looks like with Tud, we have gone back to working on Steel Helm. Montblanc in the juggler role is working on Firebomb. Nektsu, the paladin, is working on defense and weapon defense up. We have Kaif here working on fire sword. We have Yatulio working on bomb. He's not yet gotten the snake ability yet. Leticia, still an elementalist, working on slip rain. And those are now the only 6 characters we have with any progress on them. I did lose my red mage, and I also lost Linny the Mog Knight. We will have to get them back. Alright, so a lost ring is a good opportunity to capture a monster. Let's go ahead and switch back to hunt. Let's remove counter from our characters here so we don't accidentally damage and kill an enemy that we would rather capture. Alright, I think we are set. Let me double check our equipment here. Alright, looks good. Everybody's got something equipped. Alright, if memory serves, we need both the blue and red snake as well as one of the 2 goblins. Let's take a look at the laws here. No use of items or chivalry. So, Nektsu will not be able to use any of his paladin abilities here. We have 2 red snakes. We have a blue goblin, a fairy, and a blue snake. Alright, so I'm going to work on trying to take a couple of the snakes out of the battle here with Dagger to prevent them from using abilities. And then we'll try to whittle them down and capture them. We've got monsters! Better find that ring, and fast! Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to move forward with Leticia here and try to cast Slip Rain, which will slow an enemy down. Let's try that on the first red snake here. We succeeded. So that enemy's turn will come up much later in the turn rotation now. The second red snake is going to go ahead and move forward here and attempt to attack Leticia with a hand slap. If this lands, it may delay her turn, but it did not. Alright, let's go ahead and move forward here with Kaif, see if we can get this red snake's health down pretty low. Yes, it looks like we can get it down to 4 health. That'll drastically increase our chances of capture with our hunting abilities. Okay, what do we have access to Morpher-wise? We have Flam, Bomb, Bug, Panther, and Float-Eye. Out of those, I think Flan is going to be the way to go. Flan has access to a status-inducing ability that will potentially hinder the turns of the enemies that I face. Alright, we should have Air Render unlocked with Tud here. Let's go ahead and throw one just out of range. Well, this is the only other option I have. Unfortunately, it will drastically lower the chance to hit. We only have a 50-50 shot. And we missed. Just out of range with Nexu as well. We'll move forward one tile, and the turn... Hopefully next turn we'll be able to get within range to capture. Alright, Mont Blanc's turn. Can we reach with any magic? We have a chance to hit the blue one, so let's go ahead and do that. The blue goblin, I should specify. Alright, so 7 health remaining. She's going to go ahead and strike Kaif and attempt to delay his turn. That strike was successful, so his turn will now be delayed in the turn rotation. Very nice. The red snake moved closer, so Kaif has easier access next... I'm sorry, not Kaif. Our paladin has easier access next turn. Alright, their fairy did strike Leticia for 9. Nothing to really worry about there. No good spots to hit from. I'm going to move over to the other side here and throw a Slip Rain on the second snake. Try to delay their turn as well. And we succeeded. Blue snake is going to move down towards Mont Blanc here. Should be out of range for any sort of abilities, so nothing to worry about there. Second red snake is going to make a move here and attempt to attack Tud. And delay turn, but only has a 25% chance to hit. Alright, time for Nexu here to use his capture ability. Looks like we have a 22% chance to succeed here. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Got it on the first try. Alright, well let's go ahead and move over to the other side here. Get prepared for the next monster we'll capture. Alright, let's go ahead and move Utulio here to the back. That may be one tile too far. Yes, it appears that it is. So I will instead move directly behind the snake, and we'll use Acid to reduce the health of the enemy. But out of curiosity, what would lightning look like? 20 damage? Or with the maximum, it would be 25. Yeah, I think I'd rather take my chances with the status ailments. 50% chance to hit here. We have succeeded. The blue snake can now no longer perform any sort of actions. How much damage can we do to the blue goblin here? 43 with a regular melee attack. 55 with a fire sword. And 40 with ice breath. Okay. Let's go ahead and use fire sword here. This will bring his health down below 20. Ah, that puts him at critical. I'm gonna go ahead and throw an air render at the fairy. The fairy is a healer, so I do want to try to remove them from the battle quickly. 89% chance to hit, so no concern about that. Alright, we do have to keep the red snake alive if we want to capture both the blue snake and the goblin. Unfortunately, due to space requirements here, it doesn't look like I'll be able to capture the blue goblin this time around. If I were to throw magic on the snake, it would only do 18 damage. %40 chance to hit with confusion. Let's go ahead and deal some damage here with the dagger. This will also have a chance to reapply the debuff that's currently on the enemy. Just refreshing it, more or less. The judge is just simply going to move around here. Alright. Who can we hit? We are just out of range of the blue snake, so I am instead going to move back here. We could throw Thunder out. That would deal 16 damage to the snake, and it would damage the mana points of our Morpher, so no concern with taking any sort of health damage. $17, not too bad. 51 health remaining on the enemy, almost at half health. That should give us about a 10% chance to capture at the moment. The blue goblin's going to go ahead and strike Kaif here with random damage from Goblin Punch. 38 damage, puts him at critical health. Unfortunately, he is moving further away. I had hoped he would move closer to my paladin, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and use capture here. 10% chance. That did not succeed. That's okay. Let's go ahead and use our acid ability once again on the blue goblin here. We have successfully inflicted a status ailment. Since it is not displaying above his head, I'm going to assume it is slow. If I were to strike the red snake, it would not outright be fatal. But there's a chance that it could be. If I were to use Air Render, I bet it would do more than 50 damage. Yes, that is not what we want. Would a regular melee strike be sufficient? It would. There's a chance of a crit, though. Ah, very nice. We left the enemy with 1 health. We're going to go ahead and use Dagger here to attempt to disable the red snake. We have missed. 1 health left on the blue snake, simply turning and staying put. Going to once again use Slip Rain on the red snake to try to slow them down. We have succeeded. Going to move Kaif out of the way here. 24% chance to capture. Let's give it a shot. We have succeeded. 2 down, 1 to go. Let's keep going with the status ailments. 70% chance to hit with that here. We did miss. The Blue Goblin's getting his turn. He's going to go ahead and move in front of our Paladin here. Random damage. 60% chance to strike with that. He succeeded at doing 36 damage. Red Snake is going to go ahead and move towards Mont Blanc here. And attack to delay turn. 60% chance to hit with that. Doesn't bother me too much, that just means I get more turns with my Paladin. No need for Kaif to do anything, or Leticia. Might as well keep on the status ailments here. Never know what you might get out of the random application here. And it missed once again. Alright, let's go ahead and use capture here. We have a 21% chance. 1 in 5. And we have failed. Alright, Blue Goblin's going to take his turn here and go attack Leticia. No need for any of my other characters to do anything, so we'll simply continue waiting. %60 chance to apply a status debuff here. We have succeeded once again. Utulio has leveled up as a result. Let's try again here to get a capture. Still a 21% chance. We've failed once again. Got an attack from the Red Snake here. It's going to damage mana points for 13. Blue Goblin's going to go ahead and take his turn. He's going to go ahead and move towards Leticia's right side and attack for 21 damage. But Leticia dodged. No need for any more status ailments, I don't think. Alright, let's try this once more. Still a 21% chance. Luck is not on our side with this last enemy. Blue Goblin's going to go ahead and take his turn. He's going to go ahead and move. First, he's going to attack Kaif and take him out of the battle. He's trying to make it a little bit harder for me to get to him. I will not be able to use any abilities on him next turn. He is too far away now. Gonna try to block him in. Wouldn't use status ailment inducing acid on him. See if we can slow him down some more. There we go. We've more or less prevented him from moving any other direction. Got a hand slap from the red snake here. Will damage mana points and slow his turn down. The elevation might make it a bit challenging for the capture here. Ah, looks like it'll be fine. 21% chance once again. And again, we've missed. Unfortunately, that does leave an opening for the blue goblin to get out. We will be still close enough to get to him, though. 26 damage to Mont Blanc. I'm going to go ahead and use a Cure spell on Mont Blanc to give him some health back. He's only down to 1 HP. Unfortunately, having that enemy sitting there is not to my benefit. I can't block that pathway off to keep him from moving away. Hopefully we'll get it on this time, this attempt. Once again, no luck. Let's go and attempt a status ailment on the red snake here. %, and we succeeded. The red snake is now unable to perform any actions. Whoops. Going to attack Mont Blanc once again for some random damage. 37, it was fatal. What will he do now? Alright, he's moved back over towards my paladin. Kance is going to move directly in front here. Actually, I'm going to leave Leticia here to help block off that side. Alright, let's try once again here, capture. And we succeeded this time. Alright, all that's left now is to take the red snake out. Nexu has leveled up to level 8. Let's go ahead and use a tier 3 lightning spell to finish this. Or we could miss. Use another Slip Rain here. This will deal 21 damage. Alright. Bring an end to the battle. Now, where could that ring be? Aha! Here it is. Alright. A lost ring cleared. We got a Thunder Robe out of that and 40 ability points. We've also leveled up a skill. Alright, let's take a look at equipment here. Judo uniform for damage mana points. He doesn't necessarily need that though. But it does have high defense on it, so that's probably why he's got it on. Letitia doesn't need the chain plate. I'd much rather have a Thunder Robe on her for the resistance and lightning absorption. We'll go ahead and put our counter abilities back on. Alright, let's head back to the pub here and see if there's any other missions available for us at the moment. Doesn't appear so. I'll simply take this Chocobo mission here. Definitely want to get Yatulio finished up with his bomb ability. Needs 30 ability points to complete that. Need help during the Chocobo spawning season. Private room. Meals. No experience required. Childcare. Any race can accept. Sasasha. Chocobo Ranch. Let's go ahead and send him out. Unfortunately, refurbishing requires items I do not possess, so we will come back to that later. Simply need to move around the map for 5 days. I'm pretty sure I have yet to do the Kadoan mission. So as soon as I enter the town, it's going to start a mission. I have steel armor already on Tud. Mont Blanc does not have steel armor yet. Neither does Nektu. Alright, so it looks like I need at least one more battle to get those. Hey, that's the... You can't run forever, Easel. Why don't you just turn yourself in quietly? No, I've never been good at sitting in one place for long. You've overestimated your ability to escape this time, genius. Well, these things happen. Life wouldn't be any fun if you always won. Seize him, and feel free to break whatever you want. Just keep his head in one piece. Please, take it easy on me. I'm a sensitive man, you know. That guy's Easel? I have to save him. Okay, let's take a look at the laws here. No use of aim or knight swords. Alright, so we don't have to worry about aim. I will check Nektsu here for a knight sword. He is using a knight sword. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and change him over to a thief here. This will give him one additional movement point, as well as the ability to steal items. Because I'm going to equip him with the steel armor. We have one additional spot here I'm going to do nothing with because I don't have anything to equip there. Okay. Looks like we have him now working on steel armor. That is fantastic. Kaif, I don't believe, is using any sort of knight sword here. No, he is using a blade. Alright, so one more battle for Fire Sword to be completed. We will put him in the back here. Yatulio is almost done with Bomb, but that would be a waste of experience, so I'm going to switch him over to the Snake Soul. And then Leticia is at 90 out of 200, so that is fine. We cannot put her in the battle because we have an ally in the battle. We can only have 6 units total. Alright, so let's take a look at Mont Blanc here. He is 50 points away from Firebomb. He does not have steel armor. Let us check to see if I have another copy of that weapon. I do not. Okay, we will keep things as they are. Tud and Nektsu will be our steel armors. Let's take a look at the enemies here. We have Yankee. He doesn't have anything special equipped, no need to worry about him. Gallahan. He has a chest piece that gives the counter reaction, but not super important. Same with the Gladiator. The Illusionist has a ring on that will increase the resistance and magic damage. Their Hunter has Weiger. That is a very important piece of equipment that will give the strike back ability to the fighter. And their Ninja has Ninja Gear. That is also important. That will give the Bone Breaker reaction, which will, when receiving melee damage, deal 1.5 times your normal damage back to the enemy as a counter. Alright, let's go ahead and begin here. Mission: Anti-Laws. Objective: defeat all enemies. They are going to start out by attacking Easel here. Looks like Water Veil. 1 damage was inflicted. Their Hunter will now do the same, attempt to attack Easel here. Most likely with Sonic Boom. Nope, opted for a regular arrow attack, but Easel has block arrows. So that was not successful. Let's go ahead and move forward here with Kaif and do a Fire Sword attack on their fighter. This will deal 50 damage roughly. That puts him down to roughly 30 health remaining. We're going to go ahead and use Yatulio's Morpher ability to turn into a snake. Actually, instead, I'm going to move straight forward here. I think my first target with Yatulio is going to be the ninja. Their fighter's going to go ahead and move towards the back here and throw an air render at Mont Blanc. Ah, that was some pretty heavy damage, 51. That puts Mont Blanc in critical. I'll go ahead and throw an air render of my own. This looks like it'll do 38 damage. 35. So, you were Easel all along? Ah, well, I guess the Moogle's out of the bag. Who are these guys? Why are they after you? Just a little misunderstanding about a job. I asked for 100,000 gil, and they call me a gouger. 100,000 gil? Yep, that's all it takes to make laws go away. Pretty cheap, really. Alright, we can go ahead and use Air Render here from Tud to take their fighter out. 78% chance to hit. Mont Blanc is almost done as far as health goes. Let's go ahead and use Stunt to throw a dagger here at the defender. 92% chance to hit for 17. We have hit successfully. Did we apply the debuff? Yes, we did. Alright, it looks like their gladiator is going to attempt to attack Yatulio here. 84% chance to hit. This will, of course, strike his mana points. As long as Yatulio has mana points remaining at the end of his turn, he will instead take damage to mana points. So definitely a nice ability to have access to. Looks like Easel is going to go ahead and cast Night to try to put the enemies to sleep. Hit 4 out of 5 of them. The ninja being the only one who did not get put to sleep. He's going to go ahead and move forward and attempt to attack Easel once again. Oh, he changed his mind. He's going to go for my Morpher. He will damage some mana points here. I don't think I have to worry about the debuff from that. Alright, so what would be the best use of my turn here? I think attacking the Illusionist would probably be the best course of action. The Illusionist takes the most physical damage, 100% chance to hit. Alright, gonna go ahead and move forward with the Morpher here. We'll use Poison Frog to try to turn him into a frog here. 50% chance to hit. And we have succeeded. Could do another air render here. It'll only do 38 damage, but that will put him at critical health. And he is unable to act anyway, so there's no downside to waking him up. I'm gonna go ahead and start moving towards the top. Do have to be careful though, we do have counter on. So want to make sure not to accidentally kill one of the two enemies up top. %92% chance to hit with this for 15 damage. We have succeeded and caused Berserk on the enemy. If he does regain the ability to attack, he will only be able to do melee attacks. He cannot use any abilities. Looks like their ninja's going to go ahead and strike me for 1, triggering a counter, which dealt fatal damage. Unfortunately, no good way to avoid that. Let's go ahead and do Poison Frog once again here. I'm going to try to get in range of their hunter. I don't think I will be able to do that though. Nope, I cannot get close enough. So instead I will hit their gladiator. We have a 100% chance to hit. A simple melee attack here would be enough to take him out. 22 damage. We have 2 enemies remaining, one of which is a frog. He's just going to go ahead and take his turn here. He's going to move to the far left and end his turn. Nothing really for him to do yet. Finnegan has woken up. He's going to go ahead and take a shot at my Gladiator and Thief. It's going to be a Sonic Boom AoE attack. He only hit Kaif. Let's go ahead and move to his left and try to steal his armor here. We have a 72% chance to succeed. And we have missed. It's alright, we will get one more chance at that before he gets his next turn. Go ahead and deal 41 damage with Twister here. Alright, let's go ahead and move forward with Nexu here and try to steal the armor from this enemy. Again, a 72% chance. And we've succeeded this time. We have taken the Weiger. That is the better of the 2 items that were up here. Weiger will teach Strike Back, which will prevent any damage from being taken in a melee attack, and instead provide a counterattack, like so. Now, I am too far away to hit with a melee attack. I can, however, use Ice Breath. That will hit my own unit, but that's okay. It's worth it for the damage to the hunter here. Kaif is leveled up. Let's go ahead and throw a dagger here. 72% chance to hit for 32 damage. That puts the hunter at critical health and levels Mont Blanc up. Ezel will now take his turn. Looks like he chose not to perform an action. The hunter took his turn and could not perform an action. I'm going to go ahead and end the battle here. Oh, I spoke too soon. Getulio is too far away, so we will instead rely on next to the thief here to use Air Render. Another 72% chance. And that'll do it. Are you alright? I seem to be all here. Thanks for your help, eh? Where are my manners? I've not introduced myself. I am Ezel Berber, at your service. Yes, yes, I know who you are. I'm Tud. Had I more time, I'd love to thank you more properly. But as it is, I must be off. Someone else after you? Something like that. It's hard when everyone thinks of you as a genius. I heard that the Numu call you an eccentric loony. They only say that because they are jealous. This, too, is a burden we geniuses must bear. Ezel Berber, I presume. The Judge Master himself. I'm honored. Huh? Mute's dad is the Judge Master? Might I ask you to come with me? I'd like to hear more about these anti-laws of yours. I must respectfully decline. Sorry, but judges rode me the wrong way. Ah, an advanced law. Only the Judge Master can use those. If I use any ability at all, it's the slammer for me. I'm practically shaking in my boots. Ah, I'm glad you're familiar with advanced laws. Saves me the trouble of explaining them to you. And I do so dislike violence. Ezel. I was hoping to avoid this. But I suppose a demonstration wouldn't hurt. Behold, the anti-law. He can stop even an advanced law? Maybe he's smarter than I thought. Back to the palace! Ezel, was that an anti-law? Sure was. It nullified the Judge Master's law, allowing me to use whatever ability I wished. Wow, that's really something. Yes, you might say that I'm really something. But to receive a visit from the Judge Master... Ezel, are you sure you're not getting in over your head? No, no, no. It is they who have crossed the line, making all their laws without asking us what we think. Besides, annoying the judges with anti-laws is fun. That reminds me, I should tell you about my store. Your store? You run a store? For trading law cards, yes. It's still hush-hush. If there's a card you're looking for, drop on by. Sure thing. Thanks, Easel. Alright. Anti-laws cleared. We got a Thunder Robe, a Magic Ring, an R2 anti-law, which will nullify any rank 2 law that we happen to encounter in a battle. Kaif has mastered Fire Sword, and our clan is leveled up. Because of the skill level ups we've just received, we've also gained a new location to put on the map. Where do I want to put that? I do have a guide here for best placements. Looks like the best spot for that is right next to Cyril. Alright, and with that, that brings us to the end of today's playthrough. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. It helps my YouTube out a lot. Or if you're watching from Twitch, please feel free to drop me a follow and keep an eye out for more. I do stream 5 days a week. If you happen to miss me one day, feel free to check in the next. I usually stream between 8:30 p.m. EST and 9:30 p.m. EST. Alright, see you in the next one.